Hello, everybody. I'm back here for a daily Bible reading. I apologize for not getting one out yesterday. I was feeling a bit under the weather. I still am a little sick, but I don't know. I just kind of went to bed instinctually. I'm like, I need sleep, and I was so tired when I remembered that I hadn't done this. I was like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow during the day. And by the way, maybe I can do it during the day more. It's really nice. Lighting. My camera is not having a seizure like it usually does, so everything's going well. Today's a good day so far. I'm going to be getting lunch with some friends later at around 5 o'clock, so I'm looking forward to that. And I think for the time being, I'm actually going to put a pause on the whole editing videos idea. I think instead, maybe I will do some Bible readings outdoors. When I go on hikes and stuff, it'll give some nice scenery, and then I can show you guys some cool stuff, and then really edit multiple clips together, because I think just putting together two clips, one for reading and one for analysis, is not too worthwhile when I can just kind of give you my original thoughts and also improve my speaking skills, getting better at speaking in the moment and analyzing something live. I think that's a very useful skill, so I'll get better at that. But I will keep editing in the future. So anyway, today we're going to do Genesis chapter 22. This is an awesome chapter. It's when Abraham is tested, and I think this is one of the most important tests someone has ever faced in history. And if you don't know already, it is when Abraham is tasked by God to sacrifice his true son Isaac. And this story is a point of contention for many people, because a lot of people, especially atheists, use this as a cornerstone in their argument against believing in God, because they think God would never ask such a thing of someone to sacrifice their own child. But I think when you dissect the chapter and you really understand its true meaning, you'll see that this is actually a story of God's justice and how he does not punish the innocent when they are undeserving. So let's get into it. Genesis chapter 22, Abraham tested. Sometime later, God tested Abraham. He said to him, "Abraham." "Here I am," he replied. Then God said, "Take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on a mountain I will show you." Early the next morning, Abraham got up and loaded his donkey. He took with him two of his servants and his son Isaac. When he had cut enough wood for the burnt offering, he set out for the place God had told him about. On the third day, Abraham looked up and saw the place in the distance. He said to his servants, Stay here with the donkey, while I and the boy go over there. We will worship, and then we will come back to you." Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and placed it on his son Isaac, and he himself carried the fire and the knife. As the two of them went on together, Isaac spoke up and said to his father Abraham, "Father?" "Yes, my son," Abraham replied. "The fire and wood are here," Isaac said, "but where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" Abraham answered, "God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son." And the two of them went on together. When they reached the place God had told him about, Abraham built an altar there and arranged the wood on it. He bound his son Isaac and laid him on the altar, on top of the wood. Then he reached out his hand and took the knife to slay his son. But an angel of the Lord called out to him from heaven, "Abraham, Abraham." "Here I am," he replied. "Do not lay a hand on the boy," he said. "Do not do anything to him. Now I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld from me your son, your only son." Abraham looked up, and there in a thicket he saw a ram caught by its horns. He went over and took the ram and sacrificed it as a burnt offering instead of his son. So Abraham called the place "The Lord will provide." And to this day it is said, "On the mountain of the Lord it will be provided." The angel of the Lord called to Abraham from heaven a second time and said, "I swear by myself, declares the Lord, that because you have done this, and have not withheld your son, your only son. I will surely bless you and make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky and as the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will take possession of the cities of their enemies, and through your offspring all nations on earth will be blessed, because you have obeyed me." Then Abraham returned to his servants, and they set off together for Beersheba, and Abraham stayed in Beersheba. Nahor's sons. Sometime later, Abraham was told, "Milcah is also a mother. She has borne sons to your brother Nahor. Uz the firstborn, Buz his brother, Kemuel the father of Aram, Kesed, Hazo, Pildash, Jidlap, and Bethuel. Bethuel became the father of Rebekah. Milcah bore these 8 sons to Abraham's brother Nahor. His concubine, whose name was Arumah, also had sons, Teba, Gamma, Tahash, and Makah. Okay, so let's break this down. That's it for the chapter. So, if you notice, when Isaac asks his father, Abraham, "We have no lamb, what are we going to do?" Abraham doesn't say, "Oh, I'm going to actually have to sacrifice you, and it's too bad. We have to do it because that's just what God says." I think the moral of the story is that Abraham had so much faith in the Lord that he knew there's no way that the God he knew would actually have his son slain by his own hand. And he says, "God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son." And it shows the faith. And then also, he tells the servants before they go, "Stay here with the donkey while I and the boy go over there. We will worship, and then we will come back to you." That's just another verse showing that Abraham knew he and his son would both return alive, because there's no way the God he trusted and loved would ever allow for Isaac to be killed. And I think that is the beautiful moral of the story. It's that if you trust God at an extreme level even, and you do things that on paper seem crazy, well, I think you still have to use your judgment, okay? And when you do something, you should know that when you take a course of action, you should understand why you're doing it. I think Abraham lived in a time of extreme circumstances. I mean, we've seen people do crazy things in the Old Testament. And I think Abraham knew that this would only better himself and contribute to the glory of the Lord when he took this course of action. So what a powerful story. And I think those verses showing that Abraham knew his son would never truly be sacrificed because he knew God are so important in refuting the argument that God would order the execution of the innocent. So thank you very much. It's been a wonderful daily reading, and maybe I'll even do one tonight to kind of catch up and make up for the time I was sick. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.